What's going on, YouTube world? Three major influencers here. That's Steve, Vinny, Dave. I wish I had like a fucking cash register thing right now. Cha-ching! Instant Revolution podcast, number 83. I could have screwed up in the title, the numbering. I don't remember. Again, it's literally...
I think you're good.
So 83 now. A little early for the quarter mark, but I sort of have a couple dual plans for next week. We'll run past the guys afterwards. And not where we're through April, but we got a couple other things sort of lined up. So figure get this one in now, since for all of us, everything's been fucking few and far between.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
Because some people still handing out COVID checks, and we're not being notified of this shit because...
Unless something changes drastically in 2 days, I don't think that there's any major changes to any of the goals that were outlined for this year. So I think we're safe.
Yeah, I think I'll have, if I get some DVDs in, I'll have more towards like the Chikara and the CZW numbers, but I haven't even been writing the shit down. I still got to write the list out of like the events, so then I can turn around, look through the DVDs, then cross them off said list. So I'm a NASCAR guy. About 10, 15 years ago, they had start and park vehicles. You'd start just to get the money to finish whatever 42nd, 43rd. And right now with the hobby, I'm a start and park. I'll look, and then I'm just like, no matter where it is. I've mentioned before, I can't even watch the guys I want to watch and feel like, oh man, I'm real excited. I can't even get to that point right now. We'll delve into that maybe a few episodes down the road. But I've stopped watching, unlike Vinny, the brain trust of our hobby, the people that have been in it for 6 and 7 days, and it's amazing. They know everything. So I can't even begin to watch their awesomeness. And thankfully, doing it on the TV, most of the time, if I scroll down quick enough to get out of the home where it's actually all those assholes are suggested, I can go to subscriptions, and guess what? I scroll through and it's just people I'm subscribed to. So instead of on the phone where you're sitting and leafing through, there's Steve made a video, Brad made a video, Bob made a video, Michael made a video, Paul made a video, Carlos has a couple up. Oh, and there's Team Schmedium suggested. Nope. What? A ranch in fucking Texas suggested. Nope. Like, what the fuck is this shit? I'll suggest to you, YouTube, you fucking take a vest off the fucking bridge after watching that suggested bullshit. So,
Yeah, well, remember, it's based on what you historically watch. It's always going to push the higher views, the higher subs, unfortunately. And for most of us, those don't provide any sort of educational value or worthwhile information that we care to give them a view, so to speak. And all we can continue to do is hope at some point we start losing some of these individuals, and that changes things. But I guess I'm lucky enough in when I'm looking on YouTube that I strictly focus on my subscriptions. And, if I have time to watch something, I go ahead and watch it. If not, it, of course, gets added to the watch later list. I I can admit again, my watch later list is growing again. uh, I think it's back up to where it was when I finally got caught up, about a month and a half ago. I'm only speaking for myself, but it's one of those that I don't know. It's I don't want to sound bad. It's not that I don't want to support It's not that I don't want to support people. That's the whole objective of subscribing and watching their stuff is to support them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like Vinny, kind of alluded to when he and I were chit chatting, I can admit I've been in a funk the last few weeks for whatever reason. It's not specific to hobby related per se, but there's times in which you kind of get into a funk, and it's like you don't want to do anything. You don't really care to talk much about anything. You don't even enjoy going and kind of submersing yourself with other people's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Vinny, I know you've got other stuff going on, of course, and I'll let you, kind of touch on some of what you've got going on and things, of course. Eric, we know. Be patient. We're 6 minutes into the broadcast.
We're all inclusive here, Eric. Everybody's welcome. Everybody.
We'll get there. I promise. See, you should have made him wait a little bit longer, Dave, just to make him wait just a little bit longer. It's not a midlife crisis either. That's a little excessive. Uh, there are times though in which I get in a funk, and it's like I pull a Dave. Okay, maybe not as deep and dark as Dave does, because Dave will go like dark, as in like he won't answer anything. He'll just like disappear. Uh, I'm not that bad. And Eric, I just saw the rest of your message. No, we're not talking about hockey cards yet, but from the goals perspective, we will touch on some hockey stuff, I'm sure, because Benny has goals related to hockey. A hockey person uh, by the name of Lamux that he'll go in more detail later on. But from your perspective, Benny, I know you've got like wedding stuff still going on that's putting a lot of added stress on you and the better half. It's not just you; it's her as well, because trying to plan it and get everything coordinated and arranged and all that other kind of fun stuff. But I'll let you fill in more details if you care to fill in more details. But I don't want to take up all the time related to the conundrum as of late of my world. That would require you to go off mute.
It's just I don't know. It's been slim pickings for stuff I really want. It's between all the stuff going on for the wedding, which is, now it's 31 days away. So it's getting to be close. 30 days to the day we set up the Friday before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's getting there. Trying to better half painted the bathroom this past weekend. Got it all spiffed up for, I guess they're using our house as a rendezvous point for the bachelorette party. I said I'd stay in the basement, but I don't know if that's going to go over well. Because all I need is the bathroom at the top of the stairs and a fridge in the garage. I'm set. I could immerse myself in work. I could immerse myself in cards. I could keep myself busy. I could do laundry. There's plenty of things to do in the basement. I digress. But it's just knowing the only highlight of like getting kicked in the teeth as far as auctions and stuff, I lost to Joe. So Dr. Exclusive beat me out for something. I couldn't be happier because if I'm going to lose, I'd rather lose to one of my fellow collectors, and it's not in the hands of somebody that's going to take that card, flip it 600 times, and I hope that card never sees the light of day again. Unless Joe gets tired of it and says, "Hey, Vinny," if I don't have my own copy by then. But that's the good silver lining. But that loss right there, that one hit me hard until the next day after the podcast. He's like, "It was me." And I'm like, okay, I feel 100% better, yet I still, it was it was the kicking off point of where you lose by 50 cents, you lose by $1, 50 cents. You're the second bidder. I've been second bidder to so much that I'm like, so I've been just rolling down the path.
Are you clicking a pin? Yes, you.
No.
Down there. Are you clicking a pin?
No, I was shaking my legs.
Oh, I thought you were clicking a pin. I'm like,
No. I got my hands.
I'm just surprised that it's because normally you can see it in your body movements, but it sounded like you were like clicking a pin.
45 years of training, hiding it well. Literally, I've been doing that since I was knee high to a grasshopper.
I do it sometimes. I mean, I do it sometimes. It's just it's one of those. I don't want to call it a nervous habit because sometimes that's not always the case. It's just a habit, and it's something that's very hard to break. But
it's actually relaxing.
You were like rubbing on something or tapping something that it's like I could actually hear it.
So the better half got me Crocs for Christmas like 2 years ago. So I had my feet on the legs of the chair. So I was playing the drums.
Okay. Now that adds some clarification.
There you go.
Because it sounded like you were like it was a click and pin.
But it's been like, what was it? Like 4 or 5 nights ago. I woke up, I literally opened the back door and just stood there in my boxers and let the cold air hit me. Like I woke up out of a dead sleep sweating. Like I don't know if it was just a culmination of stress or what it was. I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to the vault. And I grabbed 4 blaster boxes and I cut them suckers open. And I sat there and it was like the waters of Lourdes washing over my soul. So I opened 4 blasters. I think Select, Baseball, Chronicles Baseball, some kind of basketball thingy, and something else.
Basketball thingy.
Interesting
choice of words there, sir.
Illusions basketball.
Okay.
Because I pulled that Durant.
Number?
Which I thought was no, but it's cool looking. They had these in football. I pulled a couple in football.
Oh, it's just like one of the inserts or whatever.
They're acetate. They're shiny.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah. And I like Kevin Durant. He's a good ball player. And it's just like, it was like everything was better because I opened some cards. It actually felt like healing, therapeutic. It like washed away all the stress. Anytime, Eric.
I'm guessing he's referring to you opening the back door in just your boxers and letting the cold air like rush over your body.
Yes. As my dogs flew past me into the wind of the night.
Well,
But
we
it was
will
like-
we'll get to open something here in the next couple weeks.
Yeah. But it was like, I don't know, it was a combination of just everything. And I was just stressed out. And leave it to the hobby. Had all this wax sitting here from just waiting to be opened. And it served its purpose. It was relaxing. Because I haven't opened, I can't remember the last time I opened something.
Well, yeah, because
Pack.
everything that you've pretty much been picking up, you've been sitting on, waiting to take it to open with your brother to start the channel, and that's tough. That's why at some point I'll pull it down. I'll show what I picked up, but I won't be doing anything with it just because. For those who watched Carlos's show a couple weeks ago, everybody should know what I'm referring to. But yeah, it's been sluggish. I think that's a good word, because I keep adding stuff to the watch list, and 90. I mean, I just let it go. It's I don't know what it is. It's not like I can't get stuff for cheap, like some of the newer stuff. Yeah, whatever, Eric, you were there. Mr. Bougie. Just remember the people spoke, Bougie. I don't know. Maybe it's, I look at, since we're talking about goals, I don't want to jump into it just yet, because I mean, honestly, the topic really isn't going to take that long for us to get through. At least for us. I would be interested to hear everybody else, though, who may have set goals, and see how they're doing, though, too, because I would really like to see how everybody else is doing. So everybody tee up when we get to that point, so you can share with us how you guys are doing. That is, if you set them. I went outside of my norm, and like I've always said, I subconsciously always set them, but I don't like write them down. But since we did goals last year going into this year, I actually wrote them down. So I think part of my issue, though, is I think I may have set my unique Terrell Davis editions higher than what I feel will be potentially obtainable. It's not like I don't have options, but it's one of those in which I may have set it a little too high for me. So we'll see when we actually get more into detail, I guess, because I know Dave and you, Vinny, y'all's are a heck of a lot longer than mine, as it pertains to what you guys set yourself for. But anyways, I will ask Dave, how was Elton John?
Pretty much what I expected. It was fun. Played for 2 hours, and I think he had 3 encore songs. And as I think I mentioned too, like, man, you can play for fucking 6 hours and still have 6-10 hours of shit left. I do have video. At some point they will go up. Again, that's another thing. It's just trying to motivate myself for that, and I don't want to inundate the feeds with that. But he didn't play the Disney stuff, so I don't know if there's like a copyright on that or what. So that sucked. Sacrifice, he didn't play that. A couple other ones that he played, I mean, the performance he had with the song was better than the song itself. It was like, I don't even remember. One was like Leave On. Yeah, he played Crocodile Rock, which again, that I'm indifferent to that. If folks out there actually know me, I like the ballads. I like the love songs, the tender, the heartbreakers, the heart wrenchers, the soul twisters. Because I'm not, and again, I hope everyone out there sitting down, I'm not an upbeat and cheery guy and rah 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 and glass half full. No,
No way.
I'm glad you're sitting down.
As Vinny hit the wrong button.
No, that can't be. I like those songs. I just the slow. So I mean, he played. It was odd too, because like the background, and you'll see eventually in some of these videos when they are posted that the video board behind him. It's just an odd mix of stuff going on. I mean, the one. I'm trying to think what song it was. It was one of the first couple 3 songs. It looked like a Gap commercial was playing. There's about 10 like people dancing, and they're all like colorful gear, but I mean, it literally looked like a Gap commercial. I told Trista that, and she started cackling. It's like, yeah, that's what it is. So it just odd movements, odd dancing. Again, it wasn't the crowd I sort of had in mind. A lot of folks older than me by a good 15, 20 years, more my mom's age. Sort of like they're, if you're gonna do, if you're gonna go see the Elton John, you better do it now, because again, things are only gonna get more expensive as the tour heads to the pinnacle of the climax. I think the last show's at Dodger Stadium in November. But it was good. I mean, I didn't expect him to sit there and fucking move around and jump and jive and Jerry Lee Lewis or Jerry Lewis, whatever. And then Little Richard. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect pacing across. I expected somebody playing the piano for most of it. And that's what I wanted to see. I want to see people run around and be stupid. I can surely pick out enough or another concert to do that at. But yeah, it was good. We ate at Fogo Wednesday, the Brazilian place where they bring the steaks and meats over to you. And thankfully, the lunch was cheaper than the supper. We've been there twice for supper. That's the first time I'd taken Trista. We went for supper, and it was to tell you how expensive it is without telling you how expensive it was. If you signed up for their email thing, you got a $50 off coupon for one dinner. So it's like, not throwing out the sick brag, bro, and great story, but it's like it's good fucking food, but it's not Hardee's or Culver's or Denny's or whatever. But then we had brought a bunch of stuff down, which we didn't need to, because we ate a little bit afterwards. The place we stayed at was fucking phenomenal. It was like an Airbnb, VB, whatever the fuck those things are. Just the bottom part of a duplex, and it was fine. I mean, it was great. Huge kitchen, living room, bed was comfortable as fuck. I mean, when I got there, I don't know, we got there at 3:40ish, 3:45, and then got all the stuff in there, and by 4 o'clock, I'm like, I'm gonna take a nap. Because again, the concert didn't start till 8. He didn't have any opening act. I mean, who's gonna open for Elton John? I mean, seriously. So I was able to sleep for a couple hours, which was awesome. Because again, even after the show, it's like I can't sit there and be like, oh man, bedtime. It's like, no, you're still on, I won't say a high, but your adrenaline still is churning along, and the excitement of the show and just chatting with your friends and with everyone. And I was able to sleep, and that was good because there was a shitty storm up here uh, Tuesday night into Wednesday. I mean, it was like ice and all that garbage. So, so it was fun. It was fun. The next day we went to Canes for some of that stuff. I like raising canes. We went to the Mall of America.
Do you ride the roller coaster?
I will never do any of that stuff. If Naomi ever says, "Hey, can we do that?" I'll be like, "You get one of these in your lifetime." I'll go on it once, not one of each. One time, where it's the flippy floppers, and I don't want to do that. That's not. Again, watching all the videos I watch, it isn't families having good times at Epcot Center and fucking wherever. It's what goes wrong when you go there.
So, note to self: don't watch those. Problem solved.
Well, it's too late now. That's all that stuff's in the dream. That's done.
So I just wanted to circle back. Obviously, Eric has seen him, so he's always been one kind of on the bucket list, and I've said it multiple times. I'm cheap, and when you look at prices for like all the way up at the top type situation, you're going, yeah, I feel like I could spend that money elsewhere. I've missed out on opportunities, I will say, for something like that, but uh, he's been doing it a long time. But on the flip side, how many artists or bands have said they're hanging it up? They go on their retirement tour, and 2 years later they're back doing it again. So, not saying that would be the case. I mean, it's one of those in which none of these people are getting any younger. Unfortunately, I mean, look at Phil Collins. I mean, he played his final show, and I, his health is horrendous. I mean, I saw I like read an article about it, and saw some of the pictures, and I'm like, man, he looks bad, and most people know him from the Genesis days, of course, playing the drums, and he can't even do that.
No.
So it's one of those in which that would have been a cool experience, though, to see his final show, just to say you were there, because he still has a ton of stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
So his catalog is extremely deep. But it's I kind of reverberate the same sentiment. It's glad you got to experience it. I'm glad you got to go and enjoy it with Trista, and I'm sure it. I know you had mentioned to us that the roads were horrendous too, so I'm sure it probably took you a little bit longer to get where you were going. I honestly had concerns with that snowstorm coming in that it may have impacted the show potentially, and like they were going to cancel it or something. I'm like, man, please, 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 please don't do that.
No, because he had a show Tuesday night too. I think he had originally had the one, and it sold out like, or I think they had the one, and it was with the tickets from 2020. He was going to come, I think, in April, and with COVID. So to honor that, but then you had so many more. It's like I think he opened it up for one more show, and Well, I was lucky enough to get in on that. So yeah, it's and then she got to really talk with my mom and brother for the first time. So which I know she doesn't really do. And for me, it's I I'll talk, but I do enough talking here. I do enough talking on my videos when I'm and then work. I'm like the last thing I want to do is continue to talk when that's I know shockingly it's not me. I don't like to I don't if the attention comes to me, I want it to be because somebody else is getting the attention eventually. Like a sub contest or something. We used to have, hey, do this, dress up, do something dumb. Okay, I'll do this to like project the energy that way because I'm like, I don't need to have it on me. I don't need attention. I don't care for that. But I'm glad they got to talk, got to meet. So that's, I mean, they've met, but I mean, it's just been usual small chatter, banter, whatever. So,
Right.
On a different note, outside of Elton John and Dave having an enjoyable time, we always talk. It's been a while, but we talk about old school folks, old school YouTubers. I don't know if you noticed, Dave, but there's 5 videos up from Chad Thundering 24.
I saw that and I was just like, I looked, I'm like, holy fuck, what is this?
So that increased the watch later list to +5 because it's like, holy cow, Chad coming out of the woodwork. Which like we've always kind of said, it's cool to see. Dave Puff Bear made a video, and of course called me out specifically. Because my last video I used his verbiage and his nomenclature as it pertains to lots. But it's cool to see every once in a while people kind of come out and make videos, and at least we get an idea of how they're doing, and whether they're collecting or not is irrelevant at this point, especially when you've interacted with some of these folks forever. It's just good to kind of see them kind of pop back in. But I'm going to show this, and then we can go ahead and jump into goals. Doesn't matter who goes first either. We may give it to Vinny first because I know his list is like this long. But what I was alluding to, because people may or may not know, so this is supposed to be the last Topps product for WWE. Then Panini kind of comes in for a brief moment, and then of course Addicts picked it back up. So we'll get Topps back in the mix at some point. I don't know exactly when it happens, but yeah, it's like for certain situations, it's just like I picked up the MLS Topps Chrome inaugural edition. Everybody saw what Formula One did. You just don't know.
Yeah.
And yes, Eric, you'll be first on my list to purchase them at 10x when it gets to that point. So I hadn't forgot about you. So yeah, I bought my limit, and I'm not going to open them. They're going to sit in my closet. So there you have it.
And with that, Vinny, the floor is yours for how the goals are coming along because your goals are actually moving forward.
Better than the rest of us.
Yeah.
Oh, and he even gets the full screen view. Look at you go.
I'm big time, baby. So
Don't ever say that again.
Let's go.
yeesh.
Much love, brother. Much love. You know this.
Let's start this off in an unconventional way. Football card.
I'm so glad everybody's sitting down. Everybody's sitting down, right? Everybody? Yes?
So One of the goals is 12 Steeler rookies. So the better half and I were talking, and we're like, do we have anything for Ben? And I'm like, nope. So pick that up at an 8. It looks pretty good. So I got some Heath Miller stuff coming. It'll be here sometime in April when ComC and the machine get rolling. Where are we at here? There's another one. Trying to find it. Huh. Thought I had something else football. Oh. CSG 9, Bowman, Roethlisberger. So, while it's not doubles, I decided to get 2 of his rookies that were quite affordable. So, Heath's coming. So, that'll be down to 10. And somewhere around here, I have a James Harrison rookie. So, I'll be down to 9. Pirates rookies, I was looking for 12. Went to the card show that Team Schmedium was at this weekend. I was gone before he got there. I was gone before he got there. But I picked up this of Barry Lamar Bonds in an 8 for $20. So that and started. 12 Penguin rookies, 12 Red Wing rookies, 12 football rookies haven't started. Baseball rookies, I kind of having some fun with this. So the Andy Van Slyke Tiffany in a beautiful 5. So my favorite player growing up. We got the Matt Chapman, excuse me, not Max.
Max, what's the difference?
Potato. I did get some. Let's see, is that all for baseball?
I thought you had others.
I thought I did too. Oh, I grabbed a Conseco. The Topps Traded. I always like this one out of all of them. I got a McGuire 85, but I tried to use that scratch remover on it today. Didn't work. So I did pick up his first uniform card, 87 Topps, for this is like $4, $4 or $5. It was 7, and it looks pretty good.
FTC.
So I got to get that McGuire rookie. I don't know if I'll snap it or what I'll do with it, but that's that. Hockey rookies.
So Vinny, real quick.
Yep.
Is it in a PSA? The McGuire, or it may be worth just sending in and having it reslab.
Yeah,
because SGC I think is still reasonable on a reslab, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's like $5. I think that's what Nolan said, $5 or $8, something like that. Hockey rookies, the big one. Got a Ovechkin rookie, not the young guns that are $8 gagillion. Picked this up for a reasonable few shekels, so makes me feel good that I finally have a OV rookie. Shanahan. These CSG stuff is dirt cheap. So
another question for you while you're going through these. I know you've picked up others that are non-graded. So are you strictly focusing on your goals being graded specific?
No.
Gotcha.
In theory, for hockey rookies, I picked up 10 young guns this weekend for $2 a piece. I made a deal. So I got 10 young guns for $20. So in theory, my rookies are done, but I'm just trying to. There's a Robitaille. I was just, like I said, when I got these cheap, I was thinking of it getting like 12 Young Gun rookies. But then I said, why? I'm just going to get people I like. And then a Brian Trottier, well loved at a 3.5. I mean, it's pretty beat up, but it's just beautiful to look at. 76-77. So
Buy the card, not the grade, and if you're happy with it and it looks good, it doesn't matter.
pretty much. Haven't got my baseball run started yet. I have the binder at least for the Van Slyke. I pulled that out, so I'll get that started probably within the next month or so. Once the wedding's over, I'll get that rolling. 12 soccer cards. I probably got about 6 or 7 of them. Mostly Luka Modric. Since that's the guy. I got some goalies. I can't think of his name. He's the goalie for Italy. I grabbed a couple of his. I'll probably grab a Zoltan card or two. And I was able to track down some Road to Qatar Donruss blasters. I'm sure I'll get some cards in there, so that goal's pretty much locked in. 1 to 5 hockey sets. We'll see how that goes. I think that's almost done, actually. Base sets with Lemieux in them. Or no, is that a separate goal? That's a separate goal. Never mind.
I was going to say, I thought you had, because when you and I were just hanging out one night, were showing off some of the sets. I'm pretty sure, or that could be the Lemieux sets though too.
Yeah, that's
because
the Lemieux.
It was both sets and some insert sets that you were going through.
This was pack pulled stuff, so I was going to make 1 to 5 hockey sets depending on what I was able to get wax wise. 1 to 2 baseball, depending what I get wax wise. 1 to 2 football sets, depending what I could get wax wise. That football's looking grim because every time I try to get football, anything, it's just I can't get enough to even sniff a set. So
does gifting a set count? Because I'm sure I can.
No.
Man, come on, man! I'm trying to help you out here.
Well, you know what? Maybe it will. That's what the community's about. So
if I put it together, it's put together via pack pulled, so therefore it should still count. You didn't specify sets that you put together. You just said sets put together via opening product.
You have a point.
I'm trying to give you a loophole, Vinny. I'm trying
to
give
you. My
biggest
goal is to get rid of this sinusitis so I don't sound like Darth Vader every freaking time I'm on this podcast.
Well, we can't help you. We can't help you there.
No. It's getting better though, but every day just I'm a mouth breather right now and it sucks. So complete 12 to 18 base sets. And if I
that's hockey.
Hold on.
That's got to be hockey. Hold on.
Let me just
it's
do
all right.
this.
Paul's giving another fun fact for everybody. Just throwing that out there for anybody who wants to read that.
Huh. That's interesting.
And no, Ty, I'm not an attorney. I just play one on TV.
So let's see what I got set wise.
And this is hockey specific, right?
This is what hockey specific with Lemieux in the base set. I hit my goal. I said complete 12 to 18 base sets. I've completed 28. I really hit that hard in January. Like picking up 3 cards here, 2 cards there. Excuse me. Putting stuff in a Holy mackerel. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 binders I bought that have all the sets in them. So but I still want to get more done by the end of the year because I just need a few cards for like several of those sets. I bet I get probably 30 sets done. Well, I'm at 28. I might get like 35 sets done. So that'll be a good one.
Depending on the set, I'm working on, yes, I know, some hockey sets too. You and I have talked. But
Yeah.
depending on what sets you're working on or whatever, I may have dupes though to be able to help you too. So that's something to. So at some point, you and I are just going to have to chit chat and exchange lists potentially.
Let's see here. Insert sets. So I got 4 done. I kind of was going on a skybox kick. So I got the Versa team done from 96, 97. I got the Countdown to Impact from 96, 97 done. The 95, 96 Skybox Impact Countdown to Impact. I had a lot of that pack pulled, so I just added some stuff. And I just forgot an auction. I pulled a Dave. That gold for Lemieux went for way cheaper than what I was going to bid.
Just remember that doesn't mean that if you put in a bid, still doesn't mean you're not going to lose.
This is true.
You have to always put things into context.
And you know what? It's an ugly card, and I could, you miss some and you get upset, but that one, yeah, I digress. And then I got, thanks to Mr. Archer, who found this for a smoking deal, the 96-97 Tops Picks Fantasy Team. Those insert set, I got it for like $26 shipped. I got the whole set. Boom, done. I wanted to be pack pulled. I had a lot of them. It was just going to fill it in, but for what I would have paid for the Gretzky, I got the whole set. Bam, done. So
easy and done. It should be the motto on sometimes, man.
And I am like on the cusp of finishing several sets. So just to show you some that I'm working on. So remember these out of Leaf Preferred. I had some of them pack pulled from years ago. So I'm putting that together.
Is that called vanity plates?
Yep, vanity plates. It froze. There's my James Harrison rookie. So, and this set I almost have pack pulled, but I have to grab a couple. So that's Pinnacle 95-96. First strike. And then out of Emotion, there's the Excel.
Those are pretty.
Yep.
Eric, and here's your hockey stuff, Eric. So enjoy it.
That's just you look at this card, you're like, oh, cracked ice. Huh.
It looks like the Fleer Brilliance Pulsar.
Yeah.
With the rainbow like shooting stars in the background.
Yeah, so that's the complete 12 to 18 base sets, 12 to 18 insert sets. Shouldn't be a problem, but we'll go from there. I've bid on a couple autos, lost, didn't bid very strong. One of them I did, and I lost second bidder that I know of. So that was no one. I add a printing plate. Haven't seen one that I like. So if I don't hit that goal, if I don't hit any of these goals, They're hobby goals. They're not like life goals. I'm already wonderful, so I've hit that goal. Oh, it's getting deep. See, bring me my boots.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, your time's up. We're done with you. I'm kidding.
I'm almost done.
I'm giving you crap. You know this.
I know. Give Dave time to catch up on dinner. I said 13 to 26 mem cards. I'm at 32. So that's been a lot easier than finding other cards. I think I have 5 cards or 6 cards coming that are mem. So I'll be close to 40 by, I say, the end of next month. So,
and I know I've asked this before, Vinny, but just from a clarification perspective, because I know you have your mem cards as one goal, and then you have your unique Lemieux as a separate. Are you still counting your mems going towards your unique counts, or are you separating them specific?
I separated them until I got to 26. So I got 26 mem cards. Now, if I have to dip in to the mem cards at the end of the year, I gave myself that out when I gave my goals. Gotcha. Because I said I have a fear that things might get slim pickings. So if I end up with 151 unique Lemieux cards overall and it checks a bunch of stuff off my list, I'm good with it. So I'll just show a few mem cards. So this is numbered to 25, which is nice. And all this is game used. I mean, whatever. Everybody, like they say, if you know, you know. Whatever. This stuff's all Upper Deck's almost always game used. Parkhurst, piece of stick. And I think that's that's Jersey. So stick and Jersey. Nice little 2-color.
I like his setup.
I do too. If he had his Badger Bob 92, 93, it'd be even better.
You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me.
There's an oddball one. It's Lemieux and Brian Giles. So I don't even know what product this came out of. UD Superstars from 2003. So I thought that was different. For $10, why not?
Yeah, you paid for Giles in that one.
1 second.
All right. He's being bellowed. Well, Eric's in a good mood. He's having a hockey cardgasm, so that's a good thing. And then there's C. The joys of parenthood and being interrupted.
You need to take off the
We can hear
you.
Hi.
I can't hear them.
Here, stick that in your ear.
No. He dropped it.
Oh, fumble. Hello.
Hi.
Steve.
Hi. I got it in my ear. Hold on, I got it. Which ear is it? There you go. Sorry.
Yeah.
I can finally hear you. I can finally hear you for once.
Spit it out, Junior. Today.
Okay, can you not view on us, please, while I ask it?
Can we not what?
Not view.
In other words, make me unbig for a minute.
No spotlight. Thank you.
Okay.
So I have to ask you a question.
Okay.
Both of you. Okay, so I have this little thing called the Fun Run. One of you probably have heard of this, but
Yes.
I need you guys to sponsor me. Is that okay?
What's in it for me?
You get to see me run my little butt off.
I'm just kidding. Vinny,
We'll
or
work it
your
out.
half,
No, it's my mom.
We'll work it out.
send us the information. I've done it before.
Yeah.
I always sponsored my kiddo, of course. But
Thank you.
yes, just send us the stuff.
No.
Hobby hustler.
Shh. Stop.
Okay,
No,
Roth cards.
No. I need to.
It's for it. I get it. There's prizes. My kiddo did it for a long time in elementary school. So, better half, if you're listening, send us the stuff or send me the stuff.
Okay, we'll
Dave,
send you the stuff.
I don't want to put you on the spot, Dave, but
Yeah.
send us the stuff.
Let's go.
All right, Deeps Medium, you're gone. Your 3 seconds of fame's over.
Bye. Hold
Bye,
on, spotlight
Steve.
again. Spotlight us again. Spotlight us again for 1 minute. For 1 second. For 1 second. Okay.
One.
So, D, one. D.
When did I lose control of everything?
A long
I was going to say, did you ever have control?
Probably
Yeah.
not. All right, away with you.
Go take a shower, go to bed.
Dad, take off your headphones for a second.
What?
Mom had to ask you a question. So you listen to her.
I don't like it when they leave me up.
Oh my god. Oh my god, sir. We got to write that.
Child. I'm gonna send her to card shows and see what she comes up with. Have her start negotiating for me. That's a cool one. Piece of stick for his his 1,000th assist, number to 50. So
Really, his one.
pretty much. And I probably showed this one before, but that one's just pretty.
I can't keep track of all the stuff you showed before.
Yeah, I show Eric stuff to keep him calm, and I forget what I show. This one's a cool one too.
Like I said, he's having a hockey cardgasm, so he's fine.
Yep, just making sure. So that's the mem stuff. Yeah, I just want to keep them separate. So that's all the mem stuff I got so far. So up to 32 as of today. As far as the 125 unique, I am at in hand 52. So
Almost halfway. That's not.
yeah. So some of the ones that came in, that's a banger of a beautiful canvas. You said that last time, Eric, or 2 episodes ago. But that canvas is just nice.
That's only
Then
because I showed hockey cards, Vinny. That's the only reason.
So, hey, brah, from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry for stealing your thunder. I'm sure Getty Images will get me somehow. Anyhow, I digress. I finally got a Seismic Gold of Lemieux, not the one I wanted, but when this popped up, I made an offer. That's the other thing I'm doing this year. I'm making offers. I'm making moves. So, but
Making plays. That's a pretty
Making
card.
plays, baby.
That's a pretty card.
So that one's pretty cool. I'm just trying to see. You saw that one. I showed this last week. The Heads Up premiere date. Just beautiful. Trying to see anything else jumps. Ultimate Collection. Number 25. Just, you know, there's other cards that you're like, hey, this and that, but it's widely available. Stuff like this, the 25. This is some tough stuff here.
Thank goodness we are all sitting down for that revelation. Thank you so much, Vinny, for bringing that to everybody's attention.
You mean pack odds and math and statistics?
No.
I'm glad I could be of service to you. I don't think I showed this, but the die cut acetate.
I've seen that one.
I think when we were talking with Michael and them that night.
Yeah.
Here, Dave, this one's for you, brother. Superscript to 25. Love. This is the checklist, but this is his prettiest superscript because he's shooting. I just love it.
I refuse, Eric. I refuse. I will not leave him alone.
That was the first biggie of the year. So,
Man, I love those cards.
I
don't care what script it is. I love them.
I lost out on the 1-49 because he just wanted too much. He wanted like 350, and I just couldn't pull the trigger. And I'm hoping to find that one again, but if not, another one for Dave. There's another superscript. 25. And rounding it out, we'll show the big boy so far from the year. The Golden Touch. 12-13 retro and a 9 from Beckett.
Eric's favorite sub person.
Love that. Love his card. If I could get another one, I will, because I love it that much. But so that's 52 of the 125. So
Paul wants to know what year that superscript was. Which one, Paul? Because he showed two. Or does it matter? Do you want to know both?
Hold on.
Well, no, I know you're looking to find it, but I was just curious because if he was asking for the specific one or if he was looking for.
That's 05-06 out of Crosby Ovi's rookie year. So that I like that one. Now this one,
That other one looks newer.
Yeah, I think it is.
I think 07-08.
$13-14. This
Gross.
was in regular Upper Deck, I think. I don't think this was in MVP. This was in Upper Deck Series 1. 13-14. And almost forgot about this one.
So there you go.
One more banger. It's hard to get it in the light. But this is 96-97 SPX Force with Lindros, Forsberg, Gretzky, and Lemieux. and that's a good one.
So
All
you
in
got
their
Joe,
all-star gear.
you got Joe on the superscript. So now you're even.
Ah, okay, now we're good. We're good now, Joe. We were good before, but if I lose to Doctor Exclusive, I'm perfectly fine. What we need to do is coordinate a little bit better, and then we wouldn't have to do that.
And then, of
I
course,
know
Eric's comment with Beckett. We knew that this was coming, but this just solidifies the strong opinion that Eric has towards Beckett. We'll leave that up there for a bit and let it marinate. Go ahead.
but just to I'm pretty safe 06 to 07. 06 07 on, because the doctor doesn't collect non-playing days to my knowledge. I think he said it before. So the good news is most of that stuff from 05 06 down, I'm getting close to having a good bit of it. There's maybe 20-25 cards I need from there's probably 15 from first round of playing days, and probably less specific. There's only a handful. I'm really nailing some down. Like, I got this Atomic Red finally, which is a cool one. I like the McDonald's one better because it's just jersey set up in here. It's not matching. In the McDonald's one, it's matching. And I'm weird like that. Over to you, Dave. Soapbox retract.
I've picked up stuff, but again, it's literally, and again, now I'm not able to think of and come around with what I've actually picked up the calendar year. There's a couple piles that I know, but then there's a couple others that I don't know. So the highlights, I know, and again, I don't have numbers in front of me. I know I wanted to pick up a handful of the brodeurs off the list. That's been real hit or miss. And again, just with the four that I've selected, that SPX one, the 03, 04 to 250. I think this was this year. I think it shouldn't be hard because I haven't put up many videos.
I don't remember that one. I'm pretty sure you showed Vinny and I that one, and it was definitely this year. I don't remember that one from last year, Dave.
So the Topps Reserve, there's I think 3 different relic types. So that's a team logo relic. I think there's a nameplate. There might be a number. Oh, the Topps Reserve. This one, the I don't remember the parallel. The one numbered 100. The parallel of the insert. The quantum.
That card is really busy.
That because you have the boards. The board's got some sort of advertisement on it with a lot of wording. So between the 2 pictures of him, it's just fucking that, and then nothing really flows well there.
Yeah, it's overly busy because of bad choice of photography.
I mean, even the back looks a little better. I mean, it's not as
Yeah.
cobbed up.
I mean, it's a pretty card, but it's one of those in which if they could have, they could have, whited out all the words and the boards or whatever, and I think it would have looked a lot better. It just makes it really, really busy and detracts from where your eye normally would take you, and that's to the pictures.
Yeah, I mean, you're just like, the fuck's going on in the background? And this one, which I'd shown, they're stupid tough to come across. It's the 0203 Upper Deck Victory Gold. You can see to the right or left, whatever you're looking at, the number, or his name, numbered 100. I got that for a song, I thought. So picking up his stuff, but again, a lot of his stuff has been overpriced, and people, there was a Z Gold up. I haven't even looked at the 130 point, but it was $9.79 or best offer. Somebody bought it. Go back to January, and I think that the StarQuest Gold sold for whatever it was, 800, 900. So it's just like when you're getting to that point, you don't bow out. You're like, okay, you try to go down other avenues because you want to add to your collection. I do it foolhardily with some of the lower rung guys. Lower rung. So I picked up a couple Mike Sims walkers. What's up, Bobby? The Mirror Emerald, which I've got. I don't even know. I have to look through his stuff.
You probably have 4 of the 5.
I wouldn't be shocked. I really wouldn't, because I know there's that, and then there's an autograph version. This I think is only my second copy of this. The Status to 11, which again, there's some guy that was down, and I remember because he'd buy up the Mike Walkers and he'd buy up Jacoby Jones. And he was somewhere down near Houston. I mean, we would fight anytime like the score end zone, because at the time those were like either 5 or 6, depending on if it was a score or score select. Because then you had the autograph version of that, so 10 copies or 12 copies total. But if it wasn't a buy it now way back in the day, you were paying a lot. So to get some of that, I'd love to find that dude and just pilfer his collection and pick up all the Walker stuff that's under 25 or less, because I know I spent, like with Northcutt, I spent a lot on stuff that I really don't need or that didn't turn out to be worthwhile. Out of 25, the CFL, Adarius Bowman, one of my longtime guys that never really did much. I don't even think he did. He had an NFL card. He had press pass, and that was it. I'll buy it now off Burbank for $10. The mini chrome gold refractor of Amaro. It's at their bottom, opposite my fingers, to 10. This was another buy it now, like $20. 101, the camo black of McCown, or certified. And then picked up some of the AEW stuff. I haven't done much. I've looked at some of the autos. I've been killed on most of the autos. But obviously, if I'm going to pick anybody up, I've met him a couple times. I picked up, it's upstairs, the figure, the EW figure at the GameStop when you're down at the Mall of America. You got like the year subscription thing or whatever, because I know Naomi likes the game, so it'll be easier to do it that way. A couple Brodines for his collection, the Young Guns exclusives at 100. Wish it was the price on the sticker, and same here. On a prime 5 of 5, or no, 2 of 5. Some chipping around the edges, but again, with this stuff, I'm if you want to grade a patch like this, you're stupid. That's my opinion. And if you're mad about it, I don't fucking care. You just don't. Those are never going to come back 10s, no matter who it is, no matter what product. It will never come back a 10. Look at all the cup stuff, the exquisite, all that stuff. When you have that, the foam around it, you have to sit there and you have to press, trying to get it out of that foam. It's better just to buy the card, not even worry about condition within reason. I mean, if it's fucking all jacked to hell, don't do it. But for Dumba, I've picked up more. I've missed some stuff, of course, because I fucking forget. 25 there for that patch, okay patch. But to get like that, and that was from Quebec. Some new cards on the block. I'll shout them out here. I have no idea. On eBay, but up in Quebec in Notre Dame de, I don't know what the hell that word is, Perot, Quebec. And then these, the last one I don't remember. Again, that's the thing I don't. It could be. I could have got that at the end of last year. And the more I look at it, I'll show it anyway. But getting this one was huge. 25, the ultimate. Because I know I've only seen this a handful of times, if that. Maybe a couple middle fingers worth of times. And I've been just bludgeoned. So to get this for the price I did, which was about twice the sticker, which is unfortunate, but this one, the Prism Gold, and again, I've got it, but for something like that, and you can get it within reason, I think this was under $30. That's just dumb. And I still think this was the end of last year. You guys are going to have to keep me honest. But again, like I said, I haven't put anything down, but I think this was right after the expo, because an idiot showed those, but it's too nice not to show again.
I can't remember specifics on that one, Dave. To be honest, it was close to end of year, first part of the year.
So even again, it's too nice of a card not to show again. But so that's been. And again, I've got a couple other Dumbas. Nothing world beating. But then I've only got the one mask toy or collectible. Steve and I will still work on that stuff as the year progresses. I'll show the Josh Johnsons, then I'll try to show, because I got a bunch of that stuff in front of me. That's stuff I actually want to make videos for, to catalog them. And I've already got 2 Apple boxes over here to put them in, because I just don't have the space to display them. Then that's the DVDs, but pick that up for like 12. One off the jersey number, 56 of 60. So Johnson, Wainwright, and Halliday, tops black. I think I showed a couple of these previous shows. To 10. No, Marquis.
I don't remember seeing that one, Dave.
Maybe I just showed it to myself and thought I showed it to everyone.
That doesn't mean you didn't show it. Just saying, I don't remember that one.
So that's to 10. I think that's my second or third copy. It's interesting with it's not like a broken seal. And it doesn't look like somebody's tampered with like the edge. This wasn't a redemption.
That could have been a replacement, though.
So I'll have to go and.
Somebody sent in something and they sent them that as a replacement.
Lucky them. Another, I don't think it's Burbank on this one, but it's a $9.99. Buy it now. To 10. First year Prism Gold.
What the heck is Paul talking about here?
Probably whatever address I was trying to chew off with the Quebec.
Oh, could be.
This was another one I swore I showed too, but again, I know I've got one because I've got close to that completed master set. The red variation, numbered to 5. The stupid sticker here for fuck is that? Coastal sports cards, which I don't really need that on there, but probably is gonna stay on there because if I know if I try to get the thing off there, it's gonna fucking tear. This one had been sitting on eBay. Again,
Dave, Paul was quoting Titanic, so obviously we missed the reference somewhere.
what's going on, Mike? Titanic, I may have seen parts of it. I know Celine Dion songs more than I know the Titanic movie. But that was one that had been sitting up there forever. Overspent, but again, I had made my mind up. And again, I don't know if this was again end of last year, beginning of the year, but it was no one of one's going to be sitting out there. If I can buy it.
The Titanic card. The fact of the Josh Johnson had Titanic at the top. Yeah. Yeah, we obviously were oblivious to that, Paul. Sorry.
I'm going to
I
say
got it, Paul.
I would say well played because I had lost it long before.
Was that one of those like vault or exhibit type 101 plates?
No, just minors. But it was like uncirculated, so I don't know if they had like a redemption
Okay.
program or something. But yeah, true. Not like the blank back and somebody hand wrote on it and put the sticker on. So again, that's the only one I've ever seen. So trying to get the other 4 or other 3 will be on.
Well, I couldn't read the label. That's why I was curious to know if it was something out of the ordinary.
Yeah, 05 just minors, and that's the worst thing because in 04 the Royals drafted a shortstop, Josh Johnson, so that gummed up the works there a little bit in the minor league stuff, and then that one from
That's killer, man. That is just killer.
a couple weeks ago. And I was hoping he had I think he had outbid me on one of the the museum collection to 10, the gold frame ones. He didn't have that one anymore though. He's like, if I find anything else, I'll call you. And I'm like, well, do it. I'm dumb enough to buy them. But for I'll go first experiences. Obviously going to Elton John. In a couple weeks, we're going to the first hockey game. Trying to plan out a lot of other stuff going on, and that's what I had sort of prefaced at the beginning, or on the show, and then in the goals video, where you're like, not saying that there's ever enough cards, there's more than enough. At the same time, when those droughts hit, you don't have to spend the money. It's always tough. So you want to find something, I don't know, to make it. I'm not going to be able to put the correct nomenclature and wording on it, because you don't want to sit there and be like, well, possessions make your life. It's actually like, and it's going to sound horrible. It's that, I don't know if you guys have seen the crypto commercial. where it's, and I think it debuted during the Super Bowl, but he says something to the effect of nobody, when you get to the point where you're almost on your deathbed, when time is growing nigh, nobody remembers the stuff they didn't get. It's more the stuff or the experiences they missed out on. And I'm like, for crypto, which I attribute to basically the world of the, now we're in the hobby guys, the team schmediums and all that. It's like that. It's not like, oh my god, a light bulb moment, but it's like that just sort of confirmed for me. And just like, you don't go after what you need. Of course, that's going to be Josh Johnson. It's going to be McCown. It's going to be Mike Walker. The guys I've collected for fucking ever. Dennis Northcutt, Collins, the people that I've always collected. Again, that doesn't mean Brodeur just gets tossed to the side because I still want to pick up his stuff. But again, if it's going for too much, I'm not going to be chasing stuff, overpaying. I don't care what folks say elsewhere. I'm going to stick to where my comfortability is. And if that means I lose a lot, which it has meant, it's not fine, but it's something I've got to twist it in a way that I don't want to say makes me feel better, but be like, do you want this or do you want to go to, let's say, an AEW show's coming through? Do I want to go there? I fucking would rather go to the AEW show because I'm going to have memories from that. This card, it's going to sit in a pile. It's going to sit in a box. Even if you have a great curio cabinet with the greatest lighting, the best setup in the world, experiencing something like a game, a wrestling event, a concert, weddings, get-togethers, whatever it is, that it's not going to trump those. Again, you can have the experience of going to a card show, getting a top 10 card or whatever it is, meeting up with friends, and that can be intertwined. But most of us don't live in our parents' basements, and they're not footing the bill for us to go to card shows every weekend or giving away airfare for specific card shows. And some people can afford all of what I just said. Fancy restaurants, prominent plays, events, concerts, and card shows, and go to eBay or Facebook groups or Twitter or Twitch or Instagram or whatever. But it was sort of like, what do you want to do? Do you want to have, because I'm not making Boku bucks. I wish I was, but I wouldn't. If I was, I wouldn't be working 50 hours a week, and my shoulder wouldn't feel like Steve hit me with a baseball bat telling me not to fucking watch stupid people on YouTube every day. But it's like you fritter some away for those events because Elton John, guess what? I'm fairly certain he just turned 75 Saturday, maybe? Friday or Saturday. I know he and his husband, I think they've got a couple kids they adopted. I think they're getting older. At some point in time, he's got more than enough money. He's got more than enough fame. His fucking catalog, whenever that gets sold, that'll bring even more money. To go to something like that and not only have it being something insanely memorable for Trista and I, but to have like my brother and I pitch in for Ma's ticket where she can't go watch John Denver. She can't go watch the Bee Gees. She can't go watch Elvis. She can't go watch a lot of her favorites because either everyone's dead or most are dead. And I've said it with wrestling. If anybody's listened to any point in time, you get to meet or you get to see some of your favorite performers, either, again, of the screen, of the theater, concerts, wrestling, sports, whatever the case may be. You get the opportunity to do that and go see them. You can hold off on cards or whatever else you're yearning for hobby wise. Cards, comics, whatever the hell you're collecting. Statues, dolls, whatever. It just becomes there's a point where it's like you just have to put the cards on the back burner, and that's sort of what I've done. I still look at eBay more than I should. Still bid, still try to win. But in the same sense, I'm not going to the degrees of just like I need to look every like 10 minutes. It's like I forget to go 4 or 5 hours and look. But when you have all these other things that are more, for me, enjoyable, camping, trying to find a pop-up camper and purchase that. We're going, I think, to Sam Hunt in July. My brother and I wanted to go down to Louisville in September. And then whatever wrestling holds throughout the year, and then games, and then just doing stuff. And this was what we've talked about in the past with some of these other folks that have jumped headfirst into the hobby since COVID hit. When this shit starts opening up again, what are they going to do? Are they going to go back out? Well, it turns out I'm not going anywhere, which I'm sure disappoints the masses, but I want to do more stuff, and that was clearly notated in the goals video or whatever. I want more experiences, and that's more what I'm doing. Even the mask stuff. I don't know how many things I've had on my watch list. I'll put it on there literally within like the week. It's sold, and it's not like, oh my god, it's a $20 full figure, full car with the figures and the helmets. It's 200, 250, 175, 300. I'm like, I want them, but I don't want $300 worth badly enough. Foo Fighters, that was a group I want to see. Their drummer just passed away. I know my brother got to see him, I don't know if it was late last year, early this year. It was sometime not within the last year, we'll say. And that's one I've wanted to go to for a long time. Cards will come and go. The friendships, we'll get to that at the end. Everybody knows that. The experiences, if they make themselves available, if they're within a couple-hour drive for a lot of folks, for me, that's 4 hours one way to Minneapolis. So, a little different there, but at the same time, if it's something you really want to watch, you'll make the time, you'll earmark the funds. But I've been just doing that, doing the wrestling videos, limiting the cards, even the wrestling videos. It's been at a big purchase in January. I just got a couple the middle of the month. They're on their way, but it's been very sporadic. I'm just you try to stay in your lane, don't compete, and then don't pay up unless it's something that you're like, okay, this is a Grail card, or this is part of that Mount Rushmore of whatever you're collecting. So you look at it that way. Cards are great. You can always look at them. You go to a concert, you go to a game, you go to whatever. You can look back at pictures from that, and you can be like, I remember that. After 5, 10 years, most of us are like, well, I got this card. I really loved it at the time. Where'd you get it? eBay. Oh, okay. Somebody say, well, it cost like whatever, $1,000. Well, you could have done a lot with $1,000. They'll never tell you how to spend your money, but that's where my money is shifting towards. It's shifting more towards what I wanted it to shift towards. I wanted more stuff with Tristan, more stuff that we're having fun. We're going here to meet a wrestler, go watch wrestling, going to a concert, going to games, just doing stuff. Because as much as we're introverts, we like to do stuff. We like to go eat places, and just be out. Not amongst the masses a lot of the time, but if it's somewhere where we like to go, or there's like a, yeah, we want to be there. You can offset the stupidity of people with the experience of being there. So, and that's exactly what and every time something like that happens, when someone dies, my brain sucks. It's horrible. It won't forget, like, hey man, this you did this. You should have, instead of buying that card, you could have went travel 4 or 5 hours, done that. Again, trying to make stuff work. That's always difficult, but if you want something bad enough, there's always, when there's a will, there's a way. So, I'll show off some DVDs because I just went into my usual soliloquy. I won't show like front and backs because that's fucking a lot. But picked up a CZW. You can see on the other side from my finger, Necro Butcher autograph. Unfortunately, it's on the outside, but from 03. So again, this isn't for the wrestling quality and content. It's more the death match stuff. Yeah, I gotta hook up the DVD player yet too. But I mean, I get stuff like Scott Norton, shoot interview, another CZW from 04 DVD. This one wasn't even open, but it's Brian Kendrick presents, and if you watch anything over the years, the fucker in the middle was supposed to be in Fargo back in October and couldn't make it. Paul London, one of my favorites of all time, him and Brian Kendrick. Ricky Martel, shoot interview, love Rick Martel. Chris Canyon, again, if you watch Dark Side of the Ring, as the kids say, if you know, you know. Blu-ray, which thankfully that DVD player is, but a CZW from 2014. Another guy that, this was in January, I think, of 2005. I know it was on here somewhere. Yeah. In about 3 weeks, I think that's when he would have died. Like 4 months later, 3 months, 3.5 months later. Chris Candido, no gimmicks needed. Shoot interview. Guest booker was Vinny Rue. Couple other ones, part 1 and part 2. That was the only AEW one I didn't have yet. Of course, the DVD's fucking loose in there. Scott Hall, there's more coming. But then, like, the Ring of Honor, 07. James Mitchell, Sinister Minister, Chikara, some more Chikara, then the Full Gear, which I still have to get a couple more copies, one for Trista and then one to open. That's the one we went to in Minneapolis. So again, even starting at the end of last year, trying to Seth Rollins there, and I think Jimmy Jacobs. Everybody Loves Zeus interview. Again, more Ring of Honor from 04, 06. So again, the heyday when they had everyone. PWG from January 09. Danielson on the cover. Bucks too. The timeline stuff, which some of this is on YouTube. Super interesting to hear. One from 84 from Piper. 89 with Cornette was still. He's got so much fucking wrestling knowledge. 90 with Cornette. Vinny Roo from 98. WWF. Vinny Roo from 2000. WCW. Ring of Honor from 16. Ring of Honor from 14 at that Ted Reeve Arena, which I've been to. Sick brag, bro. Field of Honor, which was at like the minor league compound of somebody in New York. It's a Long Island team. Shoot interview again, Jesse Ventura, Tony Schiavone. Empire State Showdown, 03. Gold, Ring of Honor from 04. A couple difficult ones that run across. Here's part 2 of that Scott Hall. And then him and Nash, which I can fucking listen to those two all day. Shawn Michaels, another Ring of Honor, brand new, still in the wrapper. 06, Dragon Gate. Signed by Sweet Stan Lane, Jim Cornette, Bobby Eaton, and Dennis Condrey. The one that didn't have the auto went for 50. This was 60. It's like, wow, that's a no-brainer, especially since Bobby Eaton, one of my favorites there, dead. 2013 in Dearborn, Michigan. 08 anniversary show. PWG, Steen Wolf, Kevin Steen. Another PWG from 2012. ROH from 10. And then another Chikara. But I mean, there's another stack plus more upstairs, plus another over here. But that's again, if I'm gonna, that's the one collection. If I can finish, I'd rather do that than spend foolhardily on Broder stuff, which I love. I love picking his stuff up. It's so much fun because I should have been doing this years ago and I didn't. But again, I'm not going to overpay. If that was my only guy, if I was like that dude on Instagram, what does he collect 30 or collect 6 or whatever his handle is. If that's my only guy that I'm collecting, then it's a little different. Unfortunately, I've got 8 million collections, so that prohibits from spending more on stuff, but at the same time, it's like, why am I going to spend it on that? If I have so many other collections that I like adding to, it doesn't matter, or it doesn't make sense, because not that I feel like I need to add to every collection, but at the same time, it's like,
You feel like you need to add to every collection.
like you're getting behind. It's like, man, I've picked up this guy for like 6 months. It's like, well, fuck, I forgot to look up Amaro. I forgot to look up all these other dudes. Gaduli. Like, shit, what the hell? And then if you look and you see, oh, a Super Fractor went for like $29, you're like, Motherfucker.
Yeah.
That card for 15 years. How the fuck? So allocating funds, and most of it's going in, like I picked up three of the Xbox games too, and I haven't even played them. I played like 3 games of that season for the Madden 09. But I'm just trying to figures I'll pick up here and there too, because if I see something at the store, it's in hand. I know it's not going to get crushed in the mail. I know all I have to do is put it on the belt, and most of the time I just go to the self checkout, because guess what? I don't have to worry about somebody putting it in a bag clumsily or looking at me like I'm an idiot because I'm 41 and buying posable dolls. But I'm like, nope. I scan, open the bag, there it is, mint condition. So those are more impulse buys, but at the same time, if it's something I really like, it doesn't feel bad, because it's like I've got a huge collection of this shit. So it's not, well, now I'm going to start collecting this. No, I fucking already collect it. I already have probably 100 figures, 80 to 100 of them. So it's like, well, what's another one? Another one. There's a posable doll right there. But yeah, that's my fucking. I don't even know how long I went, but that's an insane amount of rambling by me. If anybody's even still living in here, I'm shocked.
Well, like I said, that's why I had you and Vinny kind of go first and second, because y'all's were more extensive compared to mine. My goals are yay big compared
And then
to the
I know I've got the video up for all the PAL version of the In Your House videos that I got back in um, January from. So, I mean, it's just stuff like that where we've always said it. For us, specifically, for a lot of the folks that are in here, it's so fucking nostalgia driven.
Yep.
It's not about chasing the newest, the shiniest, the fucking posable doll. It's not about collecting the prism that's fucking whatever. The latest trend of some idiot bullies his way into it. He's floating around in space. We're always going to go back to stuff we like. That at the store, I don't know if it was Lids or whatever the hell it's called. One was the hat stores, but they had all the jerseys.
Lids.
I just kept looking. I'm like, fuck, you got like a Mike Bibby Vancouver jerseys, the old Vancouver jersey. You got like a Stoudemire from like that 95, 96 logo. And I'm just sitting there and looking, and the guy's like, oh, can I help you? I'm like, yeah, you got any money? Because I'm like, if I had, it's not like I said, I'm not fucking rich at all by any stretch of any imagination. If I had the money I have now, back then, I would, and the prices they were then, I'd be sitting on a ton of money now because I'd have all these cool jerseys. I just sat there, I'm like, because that was what I always wanted. You always wanted the basketball jersey. I like the football. And again, I like hockey, but you never had anything shockingly up here because Minnesota had just moved to Dallas. But it's like the basketball ones are the easiest to wear. Put on a white t-shirt, plop it over, boom, and it's still light. It doesn't feel heavy or bulky. Baseball, they had them, but it wasn't a huge thing like it was about 95, 96, 5, 6 years later, 7 years later, when rap really plopped everything in your lap, like Little John, Snoop, Dre, Eminem, Bone Crusher, fucking Jermaine Dupri, Puffy, all those guys were wearing baseball jerseys, football jerseys, whatever the case may be. It was in every video. Every rap video had that stuff, so it blew up then. But 95, 96, it wasn't finding its footing. It found its footing, but it wasn't the phenomenon it was at the beginning of the 2000s, and I'm just like, man, all that shit, and I'm starting to think, I'm like, well, I won't want Damon Stoudemire. I'd want Sharon Wright. I want to get his fucking jersey. I want to get the old KD. I want the old KD with that cool Timberwolves logo, like the first one. It's like I just sit there and look, and I'm like, oh god, just everything's like one. So the nostalgia's gonna always drive us to fucking whatever we like. Again, it's just that's part of our makeup, where it isn't part of a lot of the folks that are collecting out there.
Very true.
It's like the water droplet. You take or the eye droplet. You can put a couple dashes in it, but it's like, we're pretty much ocean with. Hey, maybe we'll buy something for future, something down the road, like you with the WWF. Let's say that stuff explodes for the finest. Well, guess what? If I can sell this for $200, $250, it's like, I like wrestling to a degree. Even if I bought it, I'm like, the fuck am I gonna pull out of there? I don't give a shit. Even if I pull something, it's like I'm 20 into it, 25 into it.
Well, and that's the thing. It's all about things progress, refractors, superfractors, color variation refractors, all of that stuff. It has a place in the hobby. That's what people want. And it's it's not hobby by any stretch of the imagination, but we've seen it where blasters and megas still sell for hundreds of dollars compared to what they were purchased for. So it's one of those in which I would have rather had Topps Chrome personally, but knowing that Topps was losing their license for WWE, and to me it's the refractors that really carry those products. And with Finest, you still have refractors. It's the from what I've understood, it's the last product they've produced or will produce until Panini picks it up for however many years, and then of course Fanatics gets it back. But it's a small price to kind of have, I'll call it dead money, because that's really what it is. I mean, but they're just going to sit there, and we'll see what happens. If nothing happens, it is what it is. I may get a burr up my ass one day and decide to open it, but at this point, it doesn't matter. It's out of sight, out of mind. It's in the closet. It's not staring at me in the face. So my few goals that I have, I will go ahead and put it out there to everybody who's still hanging out. For anybody who made 2022 goals, we are interested to see how you've progressed so far through the first quarter. If you want to share, I'm not going to sit there and be like, hey, share your goals. Put them into the chat. We'll make sure that we talk about them. We may ask questions and things along those lines, but I did at least want to get it out there to everybody else, because it's not just about us. It's also about you guys too. So from my goals perspective, I will highlight the ones that either I haven't touched or I'm probably not going to obtain, which is what I kind of alluded to early on. But I mentioned a Peyton Auto and a Denver Juni. I've looked at a few of them. I at least got, some, you don't have to make me big. I'm only going to show one card, Dave, honestly. But unless you just feel like doing it. I have watched a few just to kind of get a feel, because I want one specific to on card. If I could get a patch auto for reasonable, then I may go patch auto, but at a minimum, I want an on card auto of Peyton in a Denver uniform. And at some point, I'm sure later on, I'm not going to add it to my goals, but of course I would prefer to have a Russell Wilson in a Denver Broncos uniform, but we'll cross that bridge at some point. So before I go, so we got Ty doing his 60 Tops baseball set, 500, so just 72. That's not too bad. Hopefully you got some of the big ones out of the way. If not, the big ones are going to cost you. But and also depending on what grade you're kind of looking for. If you're sticking with like excellent type quality, I still think that's doable. And I know you mentioned it last show too, Ty, that you just kind of recently started that. So that's pretty damn good progress. 3 to 5 Terrell Davis autos. I've watched some of them. To me, and this is me because I'm cheap. To me, a lot of the stuff that I'm really eyeing and that I want to add, most of it's going to be newer, but I think some of them are selling for much higher than what I would prefer to pay. I don't have any hockey stuff sitting on the table because I move stuff, Eric. So I'm sorry. No hockey stuff on the table. I kind of reshifted some stuff to make room for other things. And then 150 unique Terrell Davis. I'm at 10. 10. I know it's only March. There's still 9 months to go, but I'm at 10. Of course, the most recent is this one. This was a buy it now that I jumped on like super quick. That's 2000 Ultimate Victory, number to 25. So that was the most recent, but pretty big card. Stole that one as far as I'm concerned. And then the two I have completed, and at some point I'm sure I'm going to blow out of the water, but at the same time I wanted to keep them reasonable and obtainable so I could at least say I accomplished something in 2022. 3 to 5 base sets, whether it be I love you too, Eric. Whether it be I pull them out of the collection and put them together, or if I purchase, I threw that out as a possibility. But 3 to 5, I've got 2 of them I've already put up that I purchased. And with some of the other stuff I have over here, I know I'll like wipe that one out of the water. I'm 13 short of 2022 tops, and I think Vinny, you may have to help me out. I know I'm 61 for Leaf rookies and stars. I think I haven't even bothered to send my list to Bob yet. But that's definitely obtainable, especially with the bunch of the stuff that I have. But the 2 sets that come to mind are the 99 Upper Deck and not the Upper Deck, 99 Upper Deck and then 99 Upper Deck Encore. Complete. Those were pickups. And then 3 to 5 insert sets. And I'm at 6. So I crushed that one. The most recent one, and I know I showed them, was the 95 SP All Pro die cuts out of one of my all-time favorite products, and then of course the Holo Views. So I've at least made progress. I've accomplished 2, but a long way to go on the others. But like I said, it's that's pretty much where I am so far. Not really looking good on any of the other ads. I'm trying to pick up some of the newer ones more in lots though too, that include some of the variations and stuff along those lines. Nobody else made goals this year, or are you all still typing? I'm disappointed. I know there's others out there who make goals. I know we're not the only ones. But want to give everybody their ample time to bring their stuff to the table. Like I said, you don't have to, but I'm surprised that only Ty is the one who mentioned anything as far as something that he was working on. Whether that was a goal that just kind of came out as the year progressed, or if it was something that he had kind of on his list early on. But I know that there's others out there that do in fact keep their goals and really try and move towards stuff. But yeah, sorry, Eric. I don't have anything of substance for hockey cards, but here's a hockey card. So now leave me alone.
You're welcome.
Here's one more. These are all courtesy of Vinny. Have a Yuri Letnin jersey card. So there's your hockey, Eric. Now
There,
leave me
Eric. Buybacks number to 25. Emerald. And the Robo Penguin uniform that I don't like. Well, the other news is the better half went Zerk again. He's as bad as the dude. So thanks to the better half, C and I have this to open.
That's soccer?
Yep. Donner Soccer. She got us a few blaster boxes. So one of my sets this year might be putting together the 200 card set for Donruss. 88 cards a box. So I think there's 150. There is 175 base cards and 25 rated rookies. So this is obtainable with what she was able to pick up for us.
Yeah, that's in hopes that there's not 35 dupes.
Yeah. But, I'm looking at the pricing on ComC for like the base cards. They're a couple bucks. So if we get close, and we're not going to get anything like I don't think you can get huge hits in here. Let's see. Multiple blaster exclusive parallels, including orange lasers and purple lasers. So,
Yeah, but on the flip side, at least blasters and or hangers, for that matter, they may have the exclusives, but you still have the chance of all the other parallel versions. It's just probably harder to get.
look for retail exclusive inserts such as Pitch Kings, Power in the Box, and the Rookies.
Pandora's box? What?
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
No, I think the hanger, it said what? Pink and green something or another? I don't know.
Well, so Dave, I didn't think to send this to you because I don't know how often I know you prefer to actually go and get lucky and find stuff. But I know you've been unlucky as of late finding any football stuff. But Target has fat packs of rookies and stars for $14.99. It's limit 3, but just throwing that out there as a possibility. And you get 12 rookies per fat pack. So it's not horrendous. You get 15 per hanger.
Yeah.
And I mean you're actually paying $5 less for, I think, is it 70 per hanger? Or was it 80 per hanger? I don't remember. But for $5 less, you're talking like 10 or 20 cards difference. Take it easy, Eric. Thanks for coming and hanging out.
Later, Eric.
So I just wanted to throw that out there. It's one of those in which I know, like I said, you prefer to get lucky, but and as we progress, I think we're going to start seeing things more easily able to come by. But for you, it's more of, you have to go out of your way usually to go find stuff. And this is another alternative because you don't have to have a Target card or anything along those lines. If it's not a red card exclusive, all you have to do is create a Target account.
Whichever.
Add the shit, add the stuff to your card, check out, pay for it, and you get it in about 10 days. I know all of us prefer instant gratification, but for me, I refuse, and I know this sounds really bad. I refuse to just go hunting for stuff. My wife really stopped looking for me because honestly, she's probably forgotten, and that's fine. I don't usually bother to ask because it's more specific. Because if she's going to take the time to look, I want I want to give her specifically what I'm looking for.
Buy some cards.
But
Okay.
to sit there and say, football, and then it'd be my luck, it'd be a crap ton of Chronicles, and it's like, really, this isn't what I wanted type situation. So, just throwing that out there, it's another outlet, it's another option. I stay away from Walmart because, for whatever reason, and Vinny, keep me honest here, because I know you do searches on Walmart too. And you can filter it specific to Walmart only to where you're not getting any of the other people in there. But it seems as though their prices seem to be a little bit higher than Target.
Correct.
Like by $5 to $10 in some situations. And I know that seems minimal, but still, I mean, why pay 25 for something when you can pay 20 at Target, and it's still the same thing. So
I am scouring the web for stuff as far as alternative websites to buy blaster boxes, hanger boxes. So, how you were talking about, all of a sudden Walgreens has stuff now. So now you add that to the list.
Walgreens has had stuff, but it's not online available. It's, you got to get lucky enough to walk in there and hope that they have something.
Yeah, but what I'm not going to divulge to
The masses,
much like in
which is
Kelly's
fine.
Heroes. I will not divulge any information. I will not divulge. But if you look hard enough, it's like those blaster boxes. I located that for retail pricing. That wasn't a markup because those things go for like $60. Ooh, didn't pay that. But
I have a feeling I know where you got them because we've talked about it, I think, unless it's something that you and I haven't talked about.
Yeah. Rather than the masses, if anybody's looking for it, you know where to find me in the DM. Except poor Nick at Pop's Collection. I rolled over on my phone last night and sent him a DM of a picture of a Hasek card, and I texted him later in the morning. I'm like, "Hey Nick, I fell asleep on my phone. Sorry about that, buddy." And he's like,
That's the
"Yeah,
second time. That's the
yeah,
second time.
yeah." So I woke up. I wake up at oddest hours, and when I just can't sleep, and I'll go on Instagram, and then I fall asleep. And I must have rolled over on my phone. And he was like, I was wondering, like, Vinny at 5 o'clock in the mornings sending me a DM through Instagram because I was wondering what the heck was going on. And I was like, yep, my bad.
At least it was
I've
just
done-
one person instead of two, like you did the one for me.
It's the third time I've done it. I keep people thinking people are hacking out. No, I'm just apparently in the sleep Instagrammer.
Yeah,
I'll blame
because
the dog. The dog walked over my phone.
that one in which you included me and somebody I didn't even know.
Neither did I.
He created a group message with me and some other person, and it was
no
like
idea.
gobbledygook with just a bunch of random letters and stuff. And I'm like, so I sent him a text message with a screenshot. I was like, what? What? He's like, what is that? I was like, I don't know, dude. You tell me.
Like I thought I was hacked, and I realized no, I'm just an idiot and fall asleep with the phone. And then Dryden sleeps like close to me, and then the baby dog, he'll come up all the way to the top of the bed, and he'll lay on my phone because I keep it on the pillow for the alarm. And God knows if he just didn't plop his butt down on that last night and send a message. Oops. Sorry, Nick.
I think he's sleep DMing. I think it's instead of sleepwalking, he's literally asleep and just randomly doing one of these.
I know I sleep eat. I can tell you that by this wonderful figure of mine.
No, you like to eat too much. There ain't no sleeping to that one. You purposely go find it. Come on.
After the wedding, man. I tried before the wedding, didn't work. After the wedding, setting a goal. I'm gonna lose some weight.
Nothing
Back to
wrong with
fighting
that.
in shape.
And before I forget, and then Dave, you can wrap us up for the evening. I did have my follow up to the cardiologist last week on Wednesday. Sorry, guys, I failed to inform you, but I've been officially cleared from the care of a cardiologist. So I won't have to go back and see him anymore. My echo came back. I don't want to say perfect, but good for my age. we'll say that nothing major. Healthy from that perspective, at least the anatomy of my heart and function and everything else. So he's supposed to send over something to my primary care physician, giving the thumbs up to allow for me to start taking testosterone supplements. So I have low T. That's been part of my issue. So at least I got the go ahead from him to being able to start looking at treatments. So that's a step in the right direction. So thank you, Paul. So that'll be the next update, whenever that is. I wanted to give him a few days to get the message over to my primary care physician before I schedule an appointment. Have that conversation. Also need to have my cholesterol checked again because I've been taking fish oil because my cholesterol was a little high. My triglycerides were a little high. So I've been taking fish oil. We'll see how that's going. And if it's where it needs to be, I'll continue it. If not, then I may have to go on medication. But outside of that, step in the right direction. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. So yeah, step in the right direction. Hopefully, I can start getting some motivation back because it's been bad, man. It has been bad, and it's bad when you recognize it. Like you walk by stuff, you look at stuff, and you're like, yeah, screw this, I don't want to do it. And then you walk by it multiple times, and you get to the point to where you force yourself. And we're talking just normal, like washing the dishes, folding clothes, folding towels, putting a load of laundry. It's bad, man. It's bad. It has been for a while. So
The better half is very motivating.
yeah, well, I don't have that per se, but my wife isn't always motivated either. So it's one of those things. If she's not motivated, I'm not motivated. If I'm not motivated, she's not. So it's the nature of life, I guess. But I've at least fulfilled my obligation to my wife. The cyst on the back of my ear is gone. I went to get tested as it pertains to all that kind of stuff. So I'm at least doing what I'm supposed to. So as soon as I get an appointment, I'll let everybody know. And then, of course, once I have the appointment, I'll keep everybody in the loop. But that's not anything I'm going to put in a video on my channel. I mean, honestly, you're going to get it here because we talk about it here. So. And with that, Dave.
With that, one other thing. Happy Vietnam Veterans Day. The veterans of Vietnam, that's their day today. So, unfortunately, we come on later, but if you see, and this goes for any veteran, thank them. Especially if they're wearing the hat. And again, this Trista's dad, Vietnam veteran. I've met some through the store. I guess I call him an uncle who passed away, I think, 3-4 years ago now. My aunt's, I don't even know what number husband, but Vietnam veteran. These guys were basically treated like fucking shit when they came back. Absolute fucking shit. I mean, people spit on them, threw rocks at them. It's one of the reasons why a lot of them have a lot of trouble now. You come back from seeing what you saw over there, experiencing what you saw over there, thinking, hey, I didn't want to go. The draft was going on. They're drafting a lot of folks in. A lot of people didn't want that. To come back and basically be shit on. That's only been, man, within the last handful of years that they've really started to make that solid push to. Everybody remembers World War II, the greatest generation. They remember Korea. You remember Iraq. You remember Afghanistan. Vietnam sort of been like, to use an old quote, the old redheaded stepchild in the corner. It's like, I really don't want to deal with that. No, they fucking fought for our freedom too. Again, whatever you want to go off the government, whatever shitty reason for the war, they saw a lot of fucking shit that a lot of us wouldn't have been able to deal with. So, thank everyone for their service. You get a chance to thank somebody. You don't know what stories you might hear. What they're willing to share. If they want to talk, fucking listen. Just listen, because it's a lot of these guys, some of the gals, because again, it was guys back then. You had like the Rosie Riveters and whatnot during World War II because you had to, because there was a whole country was like the big patriotic swelling and the uprising. But make sure you thank them. Make sure you listen, because again, that's something that again I always wanted to get more into the World War II stuff, but at the same time, I'll let that sleeping dog lie. Their time is running nigh too. That's 80 years ago. For what did we get? We get into World War II then? Or no, it would have been just a little over 80. It was December 7th, 41. D-Day, or not D-Day, Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor.
So, not a lot of tread left on most of these World War II veterans' tires. So, you get the chance, thank them, but don't forget about Korea. Don't forget about Vietnam. And again, don't forget about the more recent wars, the Iraq and Afghanistan. Again, it's a completely different generation, but at the same time, you see somebody, just thank them. They might not, if they're wearing the hat, I don't want to say they want to be thanked, but they're bringing attention in that way where you're gonna. I always thank my buddy, the guy who graduated a year after me in high school for doing it. He's just like, no. I'm like, no. This is the one time I'll thank you. Any other time I'll tell you to fuck off. This is the one time I'll thank you, and he's appreciative too. Again, a couple guys that I'm real close with from school went over there. So, but yeah, happy Vietnam Veterans Day. Instead of not like Veterans Day, Vietnam Vets Day. Get the correct nomenclature and so. With that being said, thank you for everybody for watching again, jumping in, keeping the chat rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling, listening to our rambling, just absolute fucking rambling diatribes.
For this episode, it should have been expected, though. We're talking about goals.
Oh, yeah,
And
I know. But I mean, I'd like to see the watch count or whatever, like hours viewing count when I'm talking for. It must have been like 3 hours, I think.
Y'all were both about 25 minutes apiece. But y'all had a lot to cover. Like I said, it's that's what we were covering. It's one of those in which there was going to be a lot of soapbox extends for an extended period of time. But that was the focal point of the show. And
so, yeah, with that, you watched, you liked it. Remember, thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Join our Patreon, OnlyFans, cryptocurrency, crypto wallet. Send it all. We have to go to card shows in Paducah, Kentucky, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, Provo, Utah, and Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan in the next 3 weeks. Our parents aren't going to pay for it. Fuck our parents. We need money from you guys. Assholes. So, that's Steve. That's Vinny. I'm Dave. This has been the Instant Revolution podcast. Remember, collecting cards, that's absolutely wonderful. But you've heard it here first, and it's been our thing forever. Not just here, but in the past. The friendship you forge in this hobby, that's what really matters. Good night, everyone.
good night, everybody.